work. So now I'm putting on one of the Rooney's Fishing Supplies nets, but in a black with red, green and silver glitter. This is going to look a bit like a lugworm or something, isn't it? And it's it'll stand out being dark. So it's important to try different colours. There will be something I'll be expanding on with a video to come. Just doing the usual, texposing it, Texas hooking it and then texposing it. Not really having to do much with the texposing because it just sort of sits there nice on this 2.0 hook. A little bit of tail there, wobbling around. See that vibrating? Yeah, nice. We'll run along a ledge out there. If we don't snag, we might get something. At least this gives the confidence that the fish will have the bait. Because, you know, oh, I got a fish. There you go, they do. I sort of felt the line tighten. Yeah, we got a wrasse. Oh, come on. As long as he don't come off. He's only little. Is it a wrasse? Yeah, it's a wrasse. It's a small, very small wrasse. Leave it lifted. Yeah, Karl, wrasse on Neds. Beautiful, stunning animal, isn't it? Let's see what I mean by a small fish. So, look at the teeth, the pose on that fish. What a stunning, it may be small, but how beautiful is that? Hardly knew I had him on. He just wolfed it away. In he goes. Away he goes. So there you go. Wrasse on Neds, Black Neds. Knew they'd work. Rooney's Fishing Supplies. Plugged them yesterday with the Neds. I believe in plugging companies that make good lures. You know, I buy stuff from AliExpress as well, but I do buy, in this case, handmade stuff from Karl and Rooney's Fishing Supplies. So yeah, they're not the only company. That's the bait I'm using today. If I'm using someone else's bait, you would see in my videos that I do actually say what I'm using, because I know that helps you and it helps them. And with the world being like it is at the moment and businesses needing all the help they can get, I'm just quite happy. I'm not sponsored by Karl. I'll buy my baits. Get in there. Buy these with confidence, these lures. They're working for me. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say so. You know, you want to have a go at me for plugging people's baits, you can. I'm only showing you what works. If it doesn't work, I wouldn't show you it. Now let's see if there's a bit of fluorescence to this bait. I don't know whether they are fluorescent, but let's chuck it in the same areas if we can. If they're not, doesn't prevent us. Pretty much on the money there. And see if they are, you know, just a little change of bait, whether they're interested in that, whether we can get a bite on it. This wrasse are fickle creatures like other fish. Colour plays a significant part. There are days they'll take anything, but there are days a particular colour will work and another won't. I can tell you, yeah, there's a bite. Yeah, got one. Ain't big, but we got one. Straight away. And you can see I'm having to almost flip this wrasse in because it's such heavy cover and it's not a big fish. But it's another wrasse. That proves that these little Ned baits are doing the business, aren't they? We've hooked him right in the top lip. But there you go, it's not big fish again, is it? But it's a fish. And it pulled. And we caught. First chuck with this, he's a bit of blood on the bait there from that one. Don't normally see that. He was hooked beautifully in the top lip. We do not, as wrasse fishermen, work that colour thing enough. We work it nowhere near enough. We use our dark baits all the time. Yeah, they work. I do see other wrasse anglers, I'm not saying this about all wrasse anglers, and they are working colours like I am here. And they are getting success, and if you don't try these things, we don't move forward, do we? I'm not saying it's better. These brighter colours are better than darker colours. I'm just saying they can work as well. And if you're fishing for pressured fish, you know, other people are fishing for these fish and they're using their dark colours, you come along with something different and you might well catch and pull a fish out like that. I mean, that was almost instant, wasn't it? Change bait, got a fish. I'm going to make a belly slot of my own just by pulling and tearing the bait, basically, with the end of the hook. Now be careful when you do this. You go in a bit deeper. If you start it off, you can then, with most baits, you can finish it by just sort of pulling it apart. You see what I'm doing here? You see, I mean, it's almost a crime to do it. They're such beautiful little baits, but we need to make sure we're hooking up well. They're quite a thick bait there, if you can see. I mean, they're designed for perch. They're not designed for this, but a few Wrasse anglers are finding that they're actually great baits for this as well. So, and I'm going to hook that as normal. And then I've created I mean, it's a crappy little belly slot really, but what that'll do, hopefully this is in focus, is it allows the bait to go down further before all the plastic's been realised. See what I mean there? It's very thin there at the top, and it's actually quite hollow inside these baits, which is what helps them float. Obviously a fish will be more likely to be able to bite that end off now, but because of the size of it, I'm hoping that's not going to happen. I'm hoping they're going to wolf the whole thing down. What I'm also going to do is what I do with a lot of baits, you'll see me do, is do this, and I'm just making that hole that I put it through a little bit wider. Now I haven't done a pretty job of that bait. I haven't gone along the seam or anything, but it's on there. The bait will compress and expose the hook point. There's a bite. Go on, pump it round. Yeah, got it. Are you big? Oh, you put it a bit. Well, they're into big fishes, aren't they? Just trying to get his head down in the kelp here. He's running like anything. It's bigger than what we have had, but not a huge fish. Right. But yes.